Alright guys, I got everything apart. This one's pretty simple, so I'll give you the quick breakdown of it. This sits down, then you have this on top of it. Then your spring, so it's just holding your spring. That sits on top, and then your lock ring. This lock ring just sits in a groove right here. All you gotta do is push down on the spring with the other pieces, it'll release that, and then you just work it off of a small screwdriver and a pick. At least that's how I do it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Now, with the new kit, you'll notice there's a few more pieces in it than the old one. Because we have all this here. Sorry, not watching where the camera is, I'm looking at myself. No, so that's all one piece. This is the bottom. This should be what would be on top. I'm going to tear that other one apart and see what I see there, but I think that's all it is. So it looks to me like that clips in there. Let's lift this. This black rubber, I'm not sure where that goes. I don't see a place for it here until I tear that apart. Let's see if I can get that apart with you guys watching. Might be able to prop you up here. Nope, that didn't sound good. That's definitely in there. That's for sure. Maybe once it's in there permanently. Okay, I'm gonna cheat. Considering that is the old one, that is no good. We're just gonna cheat. I'm gonna cut so I can get it out of there, just so I know what I'm dealing with. Which to me looks like as if I was correct in the beginning. That piece just sits on there. So you guys can see that is the exact same piece as that. I can get that in the picture very well. Yep. And that just sits on there. So that's what we will do. And this rubber gasket, I would have to guess, is either for another starter, because this could be a slightly universal kit, or it could be just the gasket on the bottom there, but this one did not have it, so I will not reuse it at this time unless I find a reason to, but I do not see any reason to. So we assemble our gear, assemble the lower portion, which should be just a complete press fit, but I'll take the dead blow and tap it. That didn't work. Well, there we go. So just apparently pull it together like I did there with my thumbs. And then you can go ahead and reassemble it the rest of the way with that on there. Alright. See, we'll get just a dab of grease. Should not really need much. So you don't really need to grease a lot of things. Usually a little bit of dry lube or WD is fine for some stuff, but I just want to put a little on that gear, just a little. Does not need to be much. I'll run the old gear up and down it. Just to see, I think that gasket would go there, but it didn't have one when I started, so I won't put a new one on there. Alright. Install the new gear, new spring, then the cup, which has two sides. Beveled side goes up, flat side goes down, so it'll sit on there like that, and then it'll catch that ring. So I'll do that, and we'll put it back together. So just hold on a second, guys. I generally try and use a socket for this. It doesn't always work that way, but it is what I generally try to do. Sometimes you can do it just however it needs to be. This time I may not even need it, if I can just get it on there with the pliers. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to try a slightly different method here. Hold on, guys. Just to give me the working room for the most part. So I'm going to set that down in there. Take a pair of vice grips and just ever so lightly lock it on there, just so I have that out of my way. I'm working on it. Grab a pair of standard pliers would be handy, which I don't know where I put them. They're there. So we'll try this once. Sometimes you just gotta be willing to do something different and not drop the parts. Usually helps. Okay, that didn't work. So let's try another way. Okay, maybe I'll try the socket anyway. Gotta find an appropriate sized socket, that's all. Maybe that's all it's gonna take this time. And yep, socket trick worked. Should have done it from the beginning. Release, good to go. Don't think I have an extension cord to show you, but I'll go ahead and put this back in and we'll test it on the machine. But there's not much to it. That's all it was. So, as long as my battery doesn't die, we'll be okay. Battery's kind of weak, guys. This may end up being 2 parts just due to the battery, but alright. First things first, let's go ahead and set the starter down. Work our part up into here, which is just like this. Slides down, and then the hole has to line up above. Just like that. You can reinstall your 3 screws. Forgive the poor camera work. I'm trying to pay attention to getting this together, and then I lose you guys. So, let's see here. Alright. As long as we got one, then we're just about home free. One started, we can line them up. Alright. We'll let that be for now. Once I put that in there properly. Alright. Well, I guess we'll just tighten up the first one and use that to pull the other 2 up close. There we go. Perfect fit every time. Alright, we got that done. Now before you install the cable onto the shroud, you're going to want to put your starter in. So you can get the... It's kind of a tricky spot because you got to get it way down in there. Lucky I'll get her one shot, if not I'll have a heck of a job. Alright, let's see here. I know we're close, but we're not just sliding in, it's beyond me. There we go. Perfect. Right there is where you want to be. Well, you guys can see that, but get one screw in to hold it in place. If I can manage to do this with one hand, I'll be impressed. Another thread. Perfect, I have one thread. Alright,